Video of CP Life. Today I'm going to talk about things you should not do or say to a person with cerebral palsy. Number one, you should not go up to a person with a disability and say, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" If a person with a disability wants to tell you their story, they will tell it to you. But if they don't, that's up to them. It's not up to you. And never be like, "Can I pray for you?" Because that can kind of make the person with the disability uncomfortable and just feel kind of awkward. And never stare at a person with a disability. If you have a question about a person's disability, you can go up to them and start a conversation. And if they start talking about their disability, that's fine, but don't continuously stare, because that makes people with disabilities uncomfortable. I know from experience, because I live with that every day. Don't go up to a person with a disability and say you're an inspiration. Especially a stranger. If a stranger goes, "Oh my gosh, you're such an inspiration," that's just kind of weird. And if you're... Now, I'm single, but if a person is dating somebody with a disability, don't be like, "Oh, I feel so sorry for the person that you're dating. Your partner must be a saint." No, don't say that. Don't say that. People with disabilities are people too, and we all have feelings. So you just gotta be careful of what you say and how you approach it. And do not say, "Oh, you must be sick." Don't automatically think that a person in a wheelchair is sick, because they can, more likely just have a disability, have spina bifida, have cerebral palsy, have muscular dystrophy, have whatever, and don't automatically assume that they're sick. And I know you're trying to be nice, but if you're a stranger, don't go up to a person with a disability that you see in the store or wherever, like a restaurant or whatever, and just automatically hug them. You don't know who that person is, and that is kind of creepy. And the reason why I say that is I've had that happen to me several times, and it just makes me uncomfortable. There's a time and a place for that. I mean, if I know the person, that's fine, because they obviously know me really well. But if you're an automatic stranger, don't do that. That's creepy. And don't what else? Oh, another thing. Do not, when you're talking to a person with a disability, don't talk to them close up to their face. Give them personal space. And don't talk to them loud. We're not deaf. We can hear you. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when people get really close to you and talk really loud. And then another thing is, when I'm out with my mom or whoever, and a person's like, can your daughter talk? I'm like, hello, I'm right here. I have a voice. I can talk to you. My mom doesn't talk for me. I'm a human being just like you. I have a voice. God gave me one to use, so I'm gonna use it. So, don't do that. That's just weird. And just, like, if you see a person with a disability struggling with something, like trying to reach something off a table or a desk or a shelf or whatever, or trying to I obviously can't do this, but like, if a person with a disability has good arm strength and good mobility with their hands, let them try to pour a cup of water for themselves, or get something out of a fridge. Don't automatically think that they can't do it themselves. I obviously can't, because my hands don't work very well. But that's like an exception. But like, if a person that can open the fridge, have them have that freedom and ability to do that themselves. And don't be like, hi, you're so special to everyone. Like, I mean, yeah, we are, but like, it's kind of creepy when a stranger that you don't know, like, necessarily comes up to you and says that. That's kind of weird. But yeah. And just kind of be aware of a person with a disability, and like, give them space, and if they need help, come up and help them, but don't automatically assume that they need help. And don't go up to somebody in a wheelchair and start playing with their hair, or just like doing just weird stuff. It's too much sometimes. And like, don't I have this happen to me all the time at church. Like, random strangers that I don't know, they automatically come up to me and like give me a kiss on the forehead. I know they mean well, but come on now. It's just like, just no. That's just weird. And I, as a person with a disability, I'm an independent woman as much as possible. And I like my space. And if you invade that space, it's a little too much. So just be careful what you say to a person with a disability, because you never know, like, how that's gonna, like, how they're gonna take it. They might get offended or whatever. And, if you see a person with a disability, struggling to open the door, I know they have the handicap buttons, so let the person with the disability have the ability to try to push the button, and if the button isn't obviously working, then go ahead and offer to open the door, but let them try to open the door themselves, because we want to be independent as possible and kind of give us that freedom. So, just don't invade a person's space with the disability, because you just don't know how they're going to act towards you. And I, as a person with a disability, I'm a very, very polite person. I would just say, can you please give me my space, and then the person will just kind of like back up a little bit. But just don't stare at a person in a wheelchair, because number one, that's very rude, and it makes the person with the disability uncomfortable. And if you obviously have a question, you can go up and like ask in a different approach or perspective. But don't be like, hey, what's wrong with you? That's not the way you open a conversation to a person with a disability. So just be aware of what you say and do to a person with a disability. And don't be like, I hate when people say, oh my gosh, I feel so sorry for you. Your disability must be so difficult. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult at times, and it has its challenges, but I overcome them every single day of my life. And I'm a very positive person, and I don't like it when people feel sorry for me. There's no reason to. There's no reason to. I know that they're trying to be nice, but there's no reason to feel sorry for someone with a disability. We're just people like anyone else in the world. Like, we have jobs, we go to school, we do a lot of things. We do motivational speaking, we hang out with our friends, we just do a lot of things. We volunteer, we keep ourselves busy. Some of us have our own place. I live with my parents right now, but one of these days it's a dream of mine to move out. And there's a way people with disabilities can move out. You just have to find the right staff and the right people that you're comfortable with. But it might take a long time to have that process. But people with disabilities have hopes and dreams and aspirations just like anyone else in the world. Like, we're no different than anyone else. Like, we have the same responsibilities, we have to go to work, we have to go to school, we have to do a lot of things. We have to go to physical therapy, we gotta exercise, we gotta do a lot of things. So, we're not special in any way or shape or form. We're just like anyone else. We just do things a little bit different than other people. But I just realized I've been talking way too long. So feel free to share this video, comment, rate, do it all, guys. Keep watching, keep subscribing. And I will answer any questions you have. Please, positive comments only. And have a great day. Alright, bye.